Today we are cooking one of the most popular Chinese takeout dishes in the United States. However, in our version, we're gonna replace the chicken with the perfect vegetable for this dish. Americans certainly love their takeout food, especially Chinese takeout. On average, we spend a whopping $1,200 a year on takeout. One takeout container easily costs $12. That adds up very quickly. But of course, if you make it yourself, you can save a lot of money and make it for as little as $3. And we're gonna show you how to do this right now. So the original recipe we are basing our dish on is actually chicken kung pao. But as you might have guessed, we are replacing the chicken with cauliflower. We're not doing that to save money because I think a head of cauliflower costs about the same as a pounded chicken. We are really doing this because cauliflower goes really well with this dish and it just tastes spectacular. The cauliflower can really soak up the sauce nicely, and we're also going to give the cauliflower a little extra bite by roasting it later on. To prepare the cauliflower, we simply remove all the leaves and then we simply cut the cauliflower in quarters. This way we have easy access to the stem, which we're going to cut out. We won't need that for this recipe. And then you can just simply peel the individual florets off the cauliflower before you put them all in a bowl. Next, you want to drizzle the cauliflower with a really good olive oil and season it also with some salt and pepper. And then mix it really well so that all the cauliflower florets are evenly coated with the oil, the salt, and the pepper. Next, we spread the cauliflower in an even layer on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. We place it in a preheated oven and bake it at 450 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes until they are slightly crisp and slightly browned. Now we can prepare the ingredients that we need for the sauce. First, we're gonna peel the ginger. It's very easy to do. You don't need a special tool. You can just peel the skin off with a spoon. That's very easy to do. We need about 2 tablespoons worth of ginger. First, we cut a couple slices, then we strip it, and then we finely dice the strips. We also need 2 cloves of garlic. As always, crush them first before you work with them. Makes it much easier to handle them. And it also activates the juices and the flavor in the garlic already. So when we put them in the pan, the garlic is going to be fragrant quicker. All there's left to do with the garlic is just to chop it finely. Next, we're going to slice up 4 scallions. Scallions are really popular in the Chinese cuisine. I like to use them quite often. We use the entire scallion except the root. We cut it off ahead of time and discard it. But we're going to use the entire scallion, the white part and the green part. So also a favorite in the Chinese cooking is peanuts. We need about 1/3 of a cup. We want to make them a little smaller. So what we're going to do is we place the peanuts underneath a layer of plastic wrap, and then we just use a hammer to crush them a little bit. Next, we're going to slice up the chili. We're using 5 of them, and the kind we're using is called chile de arbol. Very aromatic, a little spicy, very often used in the Mexican cuisine. If you can't find them in the supermarket, any other type of chili would do just fine. If you don't like it that spicy, just use 3 or 4 instead of 5. I don't like it that spicy either, but I thought 5 of them for 4 portions was just mild enough, not a problem. I enjoyed it just the way it was. So next we prepare the soy sauce mix, and for that we need 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Just whisk in the cornstarch until it's fully dissolved. We also need to add 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, as well as 3 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. We also add 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. By the way, this dish is 100% vegan, and we didn't decide making this dish because it was vegan. We did decide making this dish because it just tastes terrific. And if it happens to be vegan, even better. So let's check on the cauliflower. Ooh, it came out really nice. Crispy, slightly browned, but not overdone. Perfect, just the way we want it. So next we prepare the rice. We're just gonna cook the rice in a pot. That's perfectly fine. And for this recipe, we like basmati or jasmine rice. Next we prepare the sauce. We put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a pan over medium heat. I realize if Uncle Roger would see that, he would get a heart attack. Of course, this is not authentic. Olive oil is an Italian cooking oil, mostly used in Western cooking. So we have definitely Americanized this recipe. If you happen to have peanut oil at home, even better, use that. That's gonna work just fine. Next, we add our ginger and our garlic and saute it for a couple minutes before we add the chili and the soy sauce mix. We want to make sure the garlic is fragrant before we actually add the sauce mix. Then bring the sauce up to temperature, keep stirring it all the time, and once the sauce thickens a little bit, it's time to add the cauliflower. You want to make sure you mix in the cauliflower well so that the roasted cauliflower is coated evenly with the sauce. You want to cook it a couple more minutes so the sauce can thicken a little bit more. When you think the sauce is ready to go, you can mix in the peanuts. And it doesn't really matter if you mix in the peanuts while the pan is still on the stove, or you can do it after you take the pan off the stove. Just make sure the peanuts are mixed in nicely. So, time to prepare the bowls. We like to have a little yin-yang style here. We put the rice on the one half of the bowl, and we put the cauliflower Kung Pao on the other side. Looks really appetizing. If you want to, you can sprinkle some of the scallions on top and some of the peanuts. And here you go. Here is your cauliflower Kung Pao. We are relatively small and new channel. If you want to support us, give us a like or subscribe to the channel. That would help us out a lot, and it would allow us to make more videos for you in the future. So enjoy, and thank you for watching. Bye.